Suryavanshi. Welcome to the ROHFIT LifePod. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well and glad to be a guest here. Super happy and ready to roll.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, before we move forward, I would like to introduce the audience to you. So, I think the stage is yours. What is your background? What is your expertise? And which field are you an expert in?
So basically, I'm a body transformation and a performance coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also an educator. I teach exercise science. I'm a lecturer of exercise science at National Strength and Conditioning
Mm-hmm.
Association India, and also visiting faculty at KJ Somaya, where I teach bachelor's in science for sports and exercise science.
Oh, beautiful. So, I would like to know more about your origin story, how you got into fitness, and mainly, your drive, your passion that led you to, pursue fitness as a career and, obviously have lots of accolades in the field. How did you reach there?
So basically, I was always into sports. When I was in my school, I was a national level cricketer. I also represented Maharashtra. I have also played basketball at state levels. So I've been an athlete from a very young age. And then, there comes a time in every Indian kid's life where they have to either choose sports or they have to choose studies. So that was the time that came in my life as well. And from that time, then I chose studying. I got an engineering degree. I'm a mechanical engineer
Oh,
as
wow.
well. I've won a lot of trophies during that time. Everything went really well. I even got a job 3 months before my final exams, and everything was going good. I got a job. I was into the job, but then again, the job was not that satisfactory. That wasn't giving me the kick that I always wanted. The thrill that I always had for sports, for exercise, everything wasn't coming from the job that I was doing. So I got into doing my first fitness certification. I got my first certification and then I never looked back. So today I have 8 international certifications. Few of them are like gold standard ones that give me the authority to coach clients at any place in the entire world. Gold standard certifications. After that, I started coaching clients. I started coaching athletes, and everything went really well. So experience grew, clients results were enough to to market for themselves, and then got into lecturing and being a lecturer from almost 2 years now. Everything is going super cool and excited for the future.
That's brilliant. I think with having so much expertise in the field and having so much knowledge about it, there are a lot of my personal questions that I also will throw at you in this podcast, and apologies for
Definitely.
that. But our main focus this time is to understand the audience's mind and their goals and their wellness journeys, because everybody, the whole point of this podcast is to understand that every individual is on a wellness journey and they have a particular wellness issue that they want to tackle. And in today's day and age, what's more big than a physique goal, proper performance, athletes, everything, needs to have a very precise plan and lots of knowledge as far as I know. So, like, if I had to put it, and I'm gonna go back and forth from Hindi to English, I think from here,
No
if that's
problem at
okay.
all.
Uh, कई बार है जो हमारे आवर जेनेटिक्स वुड प्ले अ बिग रोल कि हमने एक दिन ज़्यादा खा लिया, हमने एक दिन ज़्यादा कम ट्रेन किया, एंड लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल हैव दैट मिसकंसेप्शन कि कई वीक्स के लिए ये करें. They'd either blame it on genetics, they'd either blame it on their bad eating habits, they'd either blame it on, but इसके पीछे का science क्या है? Like, if you had to focus, and I know you're mainly into functional fitness, so इसके पीछे का science क्या है that people need to crack, where there is a perfect balance between genetics and how much we have to put into the gym, how much into the kitchen, nutrition, all of them make up this perfect circle and this perfect algorithm for people to crack and to do daily. So what do you think?
सो रोहन, सबसे सिंपल सी बात तुम्हें बताओ कि यार बॉडी एक सेट पॉइंट पे है बेसिकली, ठीक है. सपोज एक बंदा है जो फिटनेस अपने गोल्स के तरफ जाना चाहता है, ही इज वेइंग 70, ठीक है. एट 70 kgs उसके लिए 75 तक जाना भी मुश्किल उतना ही होगा जितना उसके लिए 70 से 65 पे जाना मुश्किल होगा. बोथ ऑफ द थिंग्स विल रिक्वायर कंसिस्टेंसी, बोथ ऑफ द थिंग्स विल रिक्वायर हार्ड वर्क, बट दैट हार्ड वर्क फॉर सम पीपल टू गेन वेट माइट नॉट बी दैट हार्ड, ठीक है. पिज़्ज़ाज बर्गर्स खाते रहना दिन भर, सोना नहीं, रात को नेटफ्लिक्स देखते रहना, बहुत ज़्यादा कोक वगैरह, अनहेल्दी सेडेंट्री लाइफस्टाइल मेंटेन करना कुछ लोगों के लिए बहुत आसान हो गया है. इसीलिए उन लोगों को लगता है यार मुझे 75 तक जाना मेरे लिए आसान है, बट दे डोंट नो दैट दे हैव टू बी कंसिस्टेंट विद दिस रूटीन टू रीच इवन 75, ठीक है. यही सेम चीज़ है अगर उसे वेट लॉस करना है, ही थिंक्स दैट लूजिंग वेट इज डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम, they just have to just reverse all of these things. But then again, getting to 65 will also require the same amount of consistency that they will have to put in if they even want to increase their weight, okay. So they'll have to be consistent, put in the work in, even if they want to move for either direction, ठीक है. तो जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं यार one bowl of salad won't help you to lose fat, lose weight, सेम तरीके से एक बाउल ऑफ तुम्हारा बहुत चीज़ी पास्ता will also not make you gain a lot of weight.
Correct.
Okay? It is about balancing things out in such a way where the things that we are doing more often, more consistently are the things that we will get better at. तो हफ्ता भर अच्छा खा रहे हैं, वीकेंड्स पे थोड़ा सा ट्रीट मील्स हो रहे हैं. चीट मील्स नहीं बोलूँगा बिकॉज अगेन आई हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद द टर्म चीट मील जब हो जाता है देन इट बिकम्स लाइक कि यार वी आर चीटिंग ऑन आवरसेल्फ, we are cheating on something or we are cheating on a goal that we have set for ourselves, but that is not actually cheating, okay. We can always enjoy a treat meal, we can always do these things without having any guilt, without having any regret. Correct. So that is where I as a person want people to go to, okay, because क्यों करते हैं यार ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे? वी वांट टू एंजॉय आवर लाइफ टू इट्स फुलेस्ट, राइट? इफ वी वांट टू एंजॉय आवर लाइफ टू इट्स फुलेस्ट, वी वांट टू स्टे हेल्दी, वी वांट दैट कॉन्फिडेंस कि यार कहीं पे भी आज बीच पे जा रहे हैं तो टी शर्ट निकाल के घूम सकते हैं, ठीक है. वो कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए. कल हम लोग हमारे दोस्तों के साथ है तो दोस्तों के साथ एंजॉय करने के लिए थोड़ा सा अल्कोहल, थोड़ा सा फ्राइड फ्रूट, थोड़ा सा पिज्ज़ा बर्गर, ये सब चीज़ें खा सकते हैं. इफ वी आर नॉट एबल टू डू ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स बाय द एंड ऑफ द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जर्नी देन इट वोंट मेक एनी सेंस, ठीक है. एंड अगर एंड गोल ये है तो व्हाई नॉट द प्रोसेस आल्सो लुक लाइक दैट? द जर्नी आल्सो शुड बी लुकिंग लाइक दैट इन सम वे और द अदर, ठीक है. बट इनिशियली व्हाट हैपेंस इज व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, देयर आर टू थिंग्स, okay. One is the flexibility with the process and the other is the rate of progress, okay. If the flexibility with the process is too much, the rate of progress will be too less. If the flexibility with the process is not too much, it is nice and tight, everything is structured, everything is planned, the rate of progress will be nice and high, okay. So we have to make sure that on the days that are constant, on the days that we would be consistent with the program, those days are like nailed, okay, so that the rate of progress will be high enough. And on the days when we want to enjoy, just enjoy, but don't don't be like a mad dog while going and eating food, okay. It's okay to have a beer, have alcohol, it's okay to have a burger, it's okay to have a pizza, but not okay to like never come back on the regular routine. Have a pizza, burger, everything on the Sunday night, get back on track on Monday morning. That's how you will be able to even enjoy your life to the fullest while making sure that it does not affect or hamper your health in the long run. Of course, in the short term, it will affect. I haven't seen any person who has drank a lot, drank like crazy, and woke up next day energetic and fresh and ready to roll. That does not happen. Everything comes with a trade-off. If you want to party hard enough, be ready for the trade-off that are gonna come. If you are gonna eat healthier, if you are gonna work out better, if you are gonna sleep early, be ready for the trade-off that is gonna come with higher energy levels the next day, better mood, better cognition, better focus, better feeling from inside, better gut, and everything would turn out to be good. But then again, it's all about trade-offs. If you want to make your taste buds happy, make your soul happy, spend quality time with family, and if that is what you want, then be ready for the trade-off as well. That's what.
Correct. I think you really put one point well, which is the trade-off between the process and progress.
Yes.
You know, that is the one thing I really liked, and there was a big takeaway from this, because whenever I've seen, and this is a personal experience of mine, कि मेरा जब ये process एकदम tight नहीं है, like my timings to go to the gym, my calorie intakes, my everything, my sleeping time, if it's not tight, I would get the progress, but उसमें 3 4 5 6 महीने लगते थे. But whenever the plan, the process, everything is really tight and really good, progress has multiplied twice, thrice, and I have seen results way before. Or fluctuations come होते हैं.
Correct.
And I think that's a great way to kick off this podcast. I believe we got a good insight on the science and how it works, and also your point on how you call it treat meals instead of cheat meals.
Yes.
You know, it's better for us also, because वो guilt का pointer चले जाता है.
We need to be able to have everything that we want without the guilt and regret. Progress for some people is to say no to all of these foods, but progress for some people is also to say yes to these food without guilt and without having that regret.
Correct.
Okay, so the progress isn't just weight loss. Progress is subjective to person. Okay, for someone, saying no to pizza, saying no to burger, saying no to beer is progress. For someone, saying yes to these things and eating those without guilt and without regret is a progress. So don't compare yourself to someone. Just try to live your best life. Just try to make sure that you have a healthy relationship with food and with yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you are not happy with yourself, no matter how lean you get, no matter how crazy physique you have, if you are not happy from within, you won't be happy when you have all of these things.
It's brilliantly put. Next thing I would like to move on to is that obviously your main expertise lies in functional fitness.
Yes.
And functional fitness, for some people who have been avid gym goers, or they have been in the wellness and gym field for quite some time, they would know what functional fitness is. But if you had to break down functional fitness for a layman and maybe even give like a basic plan for functional fitness for anybody to try out, how would you tackle that? How would you define that? And what are the benefits of functional fitness?
Awesome. So very nice question. So basically, functionality is the main term. Okay, functional fitness is basically someone who is able to carry on his day-to-day activities without any pain, discomfort, and with ease. Okay, now just a few days back, I had a client. He stays in US, he stays in Boston, and what happened was he has 2 kids. He had his friend come over, and he just happily just went and just tried to lift the kid of his friend, and that just dislocated his shoulder.
Oh.
Okay, but the dislocation was, again, that wasn't that severe. It was just like he was not into too much of fitness. He was not doing a lot of stuff before, so he just felt that it was like a dislocation, but it was just a little bit of pull sprain, we could call, and that's what he had some pain for a few days, and then he got back to routine. But functional fitness is this: tomorrow when you want to have this kind of a relationship with your friends, with your family members, with your kids, tomorrow ladies think that we don't need to lift weights, we don't need to exercise, strength training is not for us, we spend a lot of time at home, we do this, that. But tomorrow they also have to lift their own kids when their kids are small.
Correct.
When they have babies, I have seen females lift like their babies, not their babies, just a little grown up babies. They weigh 5 kgs, 8 kgs, even 10 kg baby. I've seen females lift 10 kg baby on their arms. Okay, and if I show them a 10 kg dumbbell, they would be like, no, this is too much for me and I won't be able to do this. But tomorrow when it comes to lifting their own kids, 10 kg baby is not difficult for them. Tomorrow when females have to just move a gas cylinder that we have at our homes, what happens when the gas cylinder is finished and you have to replace it with the filled one? Should we not have the strength to at least do this thing? Tomorrow if we are driving our bike on the road, tomorrow I hope this does not happen with anyone, but if the bike just topples to a side and we have to lift the bike from the floor, we should have that strength and we should be able to do that without spraining our lower back, without getting any pain in our shoulders, knees, hips, anywhere. This is functional fitness. Functional fitness is you traveling in an aeroplane and you trying to put your luggage on the overhead compartment. That is functional fitness. We all should be able to do all of these things, and being able to play with your kids, being able to go and run a simple 5K marathon, being able to just lift your own groceries, lift your own shopping bags, that is functional fitness. Functional fitness, you don't have to be a bodybuilder like Arnold to be functionally fit. Functionally fit means you just need to be able to do all of these day-to-day activities that we all do with ease, without pain and without discomfort. That's what functional fitness actually means.
Brilliant. I think the beautiful takeaway from this is that it's like everyday fitness. It's
Exactly.
fitness for the everyday life.
Yes.
We have our daily tasks to do. We have our daily. Majority of us, at least in Mumbai, we are all sedentary. 90% लोगों के पास desk jobs है. And that really plays on posture. That really plays
Correct.
on mood. That really plays on stiffness. A lot of people who even go to the gym, a lot of my friends also say that like aaj badi stiffness hai. Like today I'm like, what did you do before? Like I'm sat for 6-7 hours in one place at one time, and it's not that good because that is then affecting your life outside work life. Even like people say that, okay, I work out 4 times a week, and but they don't understand that they are just adding on to the stiffness when they are going, and not say flexibility plays a big role. And I believe like functional fitness also has an aspect of flexibility.
Yes.
And how the muscles need to work together to actually be mobile. So that's brilliant. I think the next point that I would like to tackle is that if you have to give a person, any person of any age gap, maybe that's an 18-year-old who is starting his gym journey, or maybe a 40-year-old who wants to get back to the gym, और अगर उन्हें functional fitness के through kick off करना है, what would be the most beginner basic plan to get into functional fitness?
Correct. So, basic beginner plan for anybody is just to start with some activity. Okay. Now, some activity doesn't mean that tomorrow you have to go to the gym, load the barbell with 100 kgs and start squatting at 100 kgs.
Right.
For someone to just get started, they could just start with a walk. If they are not walking even 2000 steps throughout the day, even walking 5000 steps throughout the day would be progress for them. For someone who is into this, who has been working out, for them, overloading on the things that they have already been doing. So now if suppose somebody is into the gym already, they have been working out from a long time, and if they are lifting suppose 50 kgs for 10 repetitions, for them, if they want to progress from there, they could lift the same weight for more repetition, they could lift heavier weight for same repetition, they could increase their range of motion, form and technique to do better. Then these are the things that are, what we could say, subjective. There is no one thing that will fit everyone. I have seen clients who have come to me for coaching, for transforming themselves, and they have started from just walking 600 to 800 steps daily. 600 to 800 steps daily, that is also just because they have to wake up from their bed, they have to go to washroom. After coming from washroom, they have to sit on the dining table, then the desk, then the washroom, desk, dining table and bed. That's it. Walking just 800 to 1000 steps on a daily basis, for them it does not make any sense to just get them to squatting 100 kgs, right? For them, just getting them from like walking 1000 steps to just 5000 steps would be great progress for them. So that is about how to get started. Now if we are going to get started, there are some things that would work really well, there are some things that won't give us the entire bang for the buck. So one thing that I really like and has given tremendous benefits to everyone, research has proven it time and time over again, is strength training.
Strength training.
Why strength training? Is because strength training is not about becoming a bodybuilder. Strength training is about helping our body develop the neuromuscular connections, helping our body to build up that tissues, helping our body to build the connective tissues, bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, everything to be able to carry load, to be able to produce that strength, to be able to produce a little bit of power. That is basically what strength training is. Strength training doesn't have to be in the gym. Strength training can be done at home itself. Okay. Strength training, the basic thing about strength training is we have to work against some resistance. Okay. And that resistance does not have to be a machine, it does not have to be a dumbbell, it does not have to be a barbell. Resistance could easily be our own body weight if we are beginners. Okay. And if we are moving against some resistance, even if it is body weight, we will start building some strength, we will start getting better at what we are doing, and after a point, once the body weight exercises have become a lot easier for you, then you can slowly transition to getting the dumbbells. In COVID period, we started workouts within the COVID period as well. We transformed hundreds of individuals within the COVID period. The gyms were closed, food was very limited, accessibility, going out, everything was limited, but still we transformed. Okay, it is about how well we plan stuff rather than what is the best plan, because for everyone best would be different, right? Getting started with strength training, even if it is body weight workout, getting started with even a 30-minute of workout is more than enough for someone who is not doing anything at all. Okay, the problem lies where we start thinking that gym should be like going into the gym for 2 hours, the gym should be intense, the gym should be for long hours and everything. This is where the problem starts. Okay, if we just think of gym like brushing our teeth, we don't even think about how well we are brushing our teeth. We don't even think about, oh, today I want to brush my teeth and I'll do it too intensely. Today is the day when I'll clean up all of my plaques, and today is the day I'll get my teeth clean enough. Okay, that we don't do that. We just wake up and just brush our teeth. That is the simplest thing to just correlate our exercise with. It is just like brushing our teeth. Just do the stuff. Even if there are days when we are thinking about something else and we are just brushing our teeth, but we get the thing done. Okay, we don't think about doing it to its best. We don't even think about even we have to remove the plaque or anything. We just do it. That's it. If we just think of exercising, think of strength training just like that, it would be very easy for us to stick to the workout routine, stick to the plans that we have, stick to the even the basic things, and that will give us the results.
Correct. I think you summed it up really well in terms of how a beginner, at least a person who hasn't been to the gym in a while, and why strength training is a very big important aspect for them today, because especially today we are in a day and age where there are a lot of unnecessary injuries. I personally had an injury about 2.5 years back, where I had injured my lower back, my
That was
L4
the
L5.
thing, how we
How we
connected,
connected, we
right?
actually connected on that, because
Awesome.
I was in my recovery period and I had been said bed rest for 4 months. And I was in the dark because at that point my main focus was I don't have the knowledge about it, and I surprisingly, this was the issue. Like, I lacked functional training and I ended up getting hurt while playing a game of cricket. I swung the bat too hard, and because of that I injured my L4 L5. And when I was in that bed rest for about 4 months, it was just that lack of knowledge about what is actually required to prevent this. And now my training regimen is different. My training regimen is more towards the functional training, stuff like kettlebell swings, or working towards mobility of the your daily muscles, the ones that are in use. And I also am sitting on a desk for a long period of time, and that leaves the body really really stiff, really tight, and then, like, little cracking of bones, releasing the pressure right before the workout, the stretches, the flexibility. I think you covered it really well. And actually, that swiftly makes me move on to the next topic, which is about wearable tech. I think we are in a day and age where every other gym goer has an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, all of these tech based, devices, and everything on the basis of what, like, it's moving. It's only going to increase with AI, with technology. Everybody would want to automate and digitalize fitness. So our main goal and our main focus right now is to understand that there also needs to be a human touch.
Correct.
And I would actually want to know your take on it. Like, has wearable tech helped you with your clients? Has wearable tech helped you with creating, keeping track of their progress, creating certain plans, seeing their vitals, seeing their calorie burned, they seeing their changes in their body? How has data through wearable tech helped you?
Data wearable techs are like magic. They are going to be the future, and it is like if we are not tracking something, we won't be able to improve those things. But that being said, there is pros and cons for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these wearable techs, now I've got an Apple Watch and I wear it 24/7.
Okay.
Okay, I wear it 24/7 only if I am not charging it. Okay, I'm wearing it when I'm sleeping, I'm wearing it while I'm sleeping, while eating, while exercising, every time. Okay, to track something else, not the calorie burn, because calorie burn is the most, what you could say, the parameter where the wearable tech lacks the most is to measure the calorie burn. There have been researches that have shown that, not taking the name of the brands, but in general, overall, the wearable devices that help us to track our calorie burn would show us somewhere around 20 to 90% wrong data about the calorie burn.
Right.
Because calorie burn, nobody or no technology as of today has been able to track or gauge our bodies in that accuracy. Okay, there are problems, a lot of problems, and being able to track calorie burn is one of the most difficult ones. Okay, so this is where what people do is they think that they have burned 500 calories, and where they have only burned 200 to 50 calories, and they think that they have burned 200, they think they have burned 500 calories, and then they will go and they will have a burger, they will go and they will have a samosa, they'll have a vada pav after they have played, and then they will eat 800 calories.
Right.
What that will do is that will help them to just gain weight and just stay stuck. Okay, so that is one of the drawback that comes with the wearable tech. Wearable tech is very helpful if we know what are the things to track. Majority of people these days are wearing wearable tech, but they don't know how to use those. Okay, I have seen everyone these days around me use a smartwatch but never track a single data from it, never track anything out of it. The three of the most important things that we could get from the Apple Watch is, number one is the step counts. Step counts is very accurate, I would say. Apart from step counts, we could track a resting heart rate, which is a great measure of cardiovascular fitness. And the third thing is HRV, heart rate variability, which shows us how well our body is able to cope up with the stress and how well it is basically recovered. Okay, so these are the three things that Apple Watch will help us to track a lot better than anything else. Apart from that, I use it to set my alarms, because again, whenever our watch just vibrates, it does not go on with the sound, and it has a gentle vibration that just wakes me up, does not disturb anybody at my home. That is not the case with alarm on the
It's definitely a
smartwatch.
plus point.
It wakes up everybody at my home. So that is one of the very cool thing. Then there is Pomodoro trackers or Pomodoro timers, where we work for a specific time, then take a break for a specific time, then work for a specific time, take break. So these are the 5 things that I use the most with my Apple Watch. Apart from that, wearable tech has got not a lot of stuff. Now, talking about just the Apple Watches, there are a lot of different things as well. There are rings these days, smart rings,
Right.
that will do the job that the Apple Watch does, just slightly better. Okay, then we have got blood sugar monitors, CGMs, if you would have known.
Yeah,
Putting
yeah,
a
I've heard.
CGM, continuous glucose monitors, they will help us to regulate or keep a track of your blood sugars 24/7 basis. Those are great for some people, but again, knowing what to track, interpreting it well, and making changes according to it is important. Just tracking is not important. Tracking, interpreting it well, and making the changes accordingly is very important. So with every variable tech, with everything that we are tracking, we should have a plan, we should have a person who will help us to interpret those data and will have a plan of action to make sure that we are heading to our goals and not just collecting a lot of data.
That's brilliant. I think it does kind of, there is a very differing, outlook on how people look at wearable tech. Like, because today, especially, I do have an Apple Watch. I'm not wearing it right now. I mainly, had the misconception that, okay, the biggest thing that the Apple Watch tracks is your calorie burn. But like that myth was today broken. And I'm actually really glad, because I believe now I'll inculcate these 5 pointers whenever I'm wearing my Apple Watch around. And all the people out there who do use either a Fitbit or an Apple Watch in their daily lives, and understanding the data in that is something that I think every user should know to get the
Correct.
most value out of it. Because in terms of fitness and in terms of like obviously understanding stuff like resting heart rate. And if people get like a crash course in that, and if people have like, okay, that this is something that will help me in my daily life, I believe, or also like the understanding the resting heart rate could also help you understand the progress and the growth in your cardiovascular systems.
Correct.
And uh, how you can improve your workouts, how you can better your current progress in your current state. So yeah, I think that's a good tightly wrapped bow on that topic. The next topic that I would like to talk about is understanding mind muscle connection. So a lot of people, at least, and me being one of them, is really confused on the pointer of that some days our workouts are feeling brilliant, our body is feeling, nice, it's burning, the muscles have been worked, it's a great workout. But some days you feel like you've done twice the amount of work, but still that pump, that feel isn't there.
Correct.
And lots of times this word mind muscle connection has been thrown, and with every repetition, every set, there are times where we have to be mindful about every pull, every range of motion, to feel every muscle. Is there a way to improve one's mind muscle connection? And is there a way that we as beginners can, like, beginners or even advanced gym goers, they can tackle, bettering their mind muscle connection?
So mind muscle connection is just a fancy word of being in tune with our body.
Right.
Okay. The simplest way to develop or get better at mind muscle connection is to be present in the moment and set up nicely. Don't swing the weights, don't swing the body, don't let momentum take over the movement that you are actually performing. Okay. Having a good setup and being present in the moment, trying to work or trying to contract the muscle that you are actually trying to work on will help you to develop your mind muscle connection. There has to be no fancy stuff around here. We just have to be present in the moment, know that this exercise is for which muscle, and just setting ourselves up nicely so that the line of pull and the muscle fiber direction, basically a little bit of science here, because the setup of the exercise plays a very important role here. If we are doing a bicep curl on a preacher machine, if you would have known, we have a back support for our arm and the arm is rested and we are just doing the bicep curl. If we are doing this, no matter who does this, he is gonna feel the mind muscle connection in his bicep really well. Okay, because the bicep is the only muscle that is working primarily here.
Correct.
We are able to see the muscle majority of the time. So what happens is, when we are able to see the muscle, we tend to feel the muscle a little better.
True.
That becomes a problem when we are training legs. That becomes a problem when we are working on our back muscles, back traps, upper back, lats, everything. So watch the muscle will help you to develop a mind muscle connection. Being present in the moment, knowing which muscle are you working on, and trying to contract the muscle consciously will also help you with the mind muscle part. And last but not the least, having the good setup. Having a good setup. Now in a preacher curl machine, you cannot engage your chest muscle, because that exercise is set up for your biceps, and no matter in which thoughts in the world you are in, you will be able to feel the connection in your bicep. Even if you don't feel the connection in your bicep would be sore the next day if you have trained with good amount of load and good volume. Okay, we don't always need mind muscle connection, but if we have a better mind muscle connection, it is always better, it's always good.
That's brilliant. I think there is that point of lots of people going to the gym and understanding that, okay, I have this in my plan today, and this, I have this workout routine set. And a lot of issues arise is when they don't give enough intervals before they are. And this is something that I realized, that my body used to get fatigued whenever I used to give it lesser intervals when I'm, training higher loads. And yeah, it really works in stuff like HIIT, and because I have done HIIT and like real, like, powerlifting both. And usually interval times in your heavy lifts and your loaded lifts are a lot more important for the recovery of your
Correct.
muscle for the next set in comparison to HIIT, because that is a lesser load based one. So if you had to put like an ideal interval time before, two sets, that recovery period, what would you put it at?
So there have been amazing research in this field about the rest intervals, and if our goal is to maximize strength, the rest interval does not have to be less than 3 minutes.
Right.
Okay, anything above 3 minutes is great, because again, to again reform the energy stores, to again create the ATP CP energy stores and everything, it takes a little longer. The body needs a time to recover well, and if we are recovered well, we'll be able to push better in the following sets. If we are able to push better in the following sets, that will help us to gain strength. That same thing will help us to have better hypertrophy as well, because at the end of the day we'll be able to lift more loads. So resting, not more means you can always rest for like 3 to 5 minutes for heavy sets, heavy strength based sets, 1 or 2 rm, 3 rm. You could always rest a little longer, but we are running short on time. Okay, majority of people don't have that long of a time, and majority of people don't even have that strength goals where they are hitting 1 rm, where they are hitting 2 rm, and they are getting ready for a powerlifting competition. Keeping short and crisp rest intervals could also help with hypertrophy. For maximal strength, it is not the best option, but that isn't the goal for majority of people. So the rest interval should be well where the heart rate recovers, heart rate goes back to almost the baseline. It won't go back to the baseline because again we are working at high intensities. Somewhere around 90 to 120 seconds is a good time for general population who are just working out to stay functionally fit, who wants to have better strength, who wants to have better hypertrophy, but are still running short on time. 90 to 120 seconds is a great rule of thumb.
Perfect. I think that is a great insight to me also, because I was really confused that am I going back to my set really fast? Am I going back to my exercise really fast? Brilliant. The next topic that I believe I would want to talk about is mainly focused on recovery itself. That a lot of people, also including me, that like this big mistake that I did was that try to keep my week in such a way where I'm almost working out every day. Sometimes I didn't even give my body rest for that particular week. I worked out all 7 days, sometimes 6 days. And yes, the soreness was there, and a lot of people go beyond the soreness and beyond listening to the body, and they're like, okay, no, I'll go train today also. And that sometimes either leads to injury, or that sometimes leads to lots of soreness. I believe DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, is a thing that I really read about and I really researched about. And yeah, what would be the ideal, like obviously for different people different routines work, but if you had to give a beginner, or you had to give like an intermediate gym goer a rest recovery period, what
Correct.
would that be?
So basically, the amount of rest that one needs depends upon the amount of work he is doing. Okay, so if the work interval is less, he could work out even every day. But then the work interval would have to be somewhere around 30 minutes, 40 minutes. If we are working out for longer time, if we are going high intensity, if we are using higher volumes, then we will need more rest. Okay, even 3 days of workout has shown to have amazing benefits when it comes to strength, when it comes to hypertrophy. For people who are running short on time, 3 days would be the best. 3 days of workout, alternate days of the week, and that would be amazing. For some people who are a little bit junky, like you, fitness junkie, who would like to work out every day of the week, even 6 days, 7 days. For them, the best option would be to rather cut down on the time of their workout or lower the days that they work out. 5 days a week is good enough option, even for an intermediate person, even for an advanced person who is not into bodybuilding, who does not have any sports specific goals. Sports specific athletes also don't train for more than 3 days, because again they have to practice their sports skill as well. Working out is not the only thing they need to do. So 3 to 5 days is like a rule of thumb for everybody who is working out. But according to me, what I would suggest everyone is, fitness or exercise is not about what exercise we are doing, it is about how consistent we are able to stay with the routine. So what I recommend everyone is to get a workout every day, but not for more than 40 to 60 minutes. And that also not strength training every day. Okay, strength train just for 3 days or max to max 4 days, and if your nutrition, recovery, everything is on point, then 5 days. 5 days, basically why I recommend going to the gym every day is because we build habits by repetitions. Okay, it is very easy to maintain a habit than to build a new one. Okay, rather than when we go to a gym, what happens, there is a domino effect of everything starts falling our way. We get a workout in the morning, then we have that endorphin release, we have that win in our morning, that oh wow, we got a workout in. Then we tend to eat healthier throughout the day. We tend to eat healthier, our focus and concentration at our work increases. Our focus and concentration at the work increases, we eat healthier, we have got a workout in. At the end of the day, we are naturally tired. We are naturally tired, we'll naturally sleep better. We'll naturally sleep better, we will sleep earlier, we will sleep better, we will wake up feeling fresh and refreshed, and the entire domino effect will just keep on going. Okay, so here I don't want people to break this domino effect. I want people to just go to the gym. And how I plan the workouts for my clients or for myself is, if we are not doing strength training every day, what can we do that is apart from strength training, that will not stress out the body as much as strength training, but still help the person to get that endorphin release, to get that high of a workout. So we plan out cardio work for them. We plan out abs workout. Everyone loves abs workout. We plan out arms workout for them. Everyone, no, I haven't seen anybody who does not love big arms. Okay, I haven't seen anybody who does not love abs. Okay, everybody loves training abs. Cardio is not something everybody loves, but we program that because that is great for overall health. Okay, we perform that on the alternate days. Then we get in the mobility work. And mobility is one of the most underrated component of fitness that I would say. Mobility is not flexibility. Mobility and flexibility are different. Flexibility could be called as passive range of motion, where we are just sitting and just trying to touch the toes and we are able to touch the toes. That is flexibility. Mobility is being able to squat completely deep, as to grass squat, that is also called. That is mobility. Mobility is being able to raise the arm completely over it, being able to hold the bar here, being able to grab it here without pushing the lower back like this, or without having any of the deformities in the posture. That is mobility. Mobility is basically having the control over that range of motion, being able to get into that range of motion actively. So that could also be called as active range of motion. So mobility is something that we work a lot with our clients, and this is how we program a 6-day workout for everyone. Basically that helps the people to stay consistent, that helps the people to build a better habit, because at the end of the day we are creatures of our habit. If we are not working on building habits, this 6 months, 9 months, 12 months of transformation is gonna get reversed if you just go back to the previous routine that you have had.
Correct.
So it is about building habits. So we build habits, and once the habits are built, you would not feel like missing the gym. But it is just about knowing how much load and what to do, how to manage your recovery. That is what I help all of my clients to nail their perfect routine for them.
Perfect. That's amazing. I believe there was also like that point that you mentioned, that today different recovery points will work at different points of a person's wellness journey, a
Correct.
person's fitness journey. Yeah. And along with that, I think the next point that I would want to discuss is understanding how functional fitness helps the individual post a certain age. There are a lot of people who, after the age of 40, 45, their usual mindset shifts in such a way that, oh, now our body is not on our side and our body is deteriorating. And, now everybody gets into that sedentary kind of lifestyle, kind of lethargy, they're not active again.
Correct.
Do you think they can still capture that essence of an active lifestyle, put together like a functional fitness plan for themselves, something that works for them, and maybe build on it progressively, overload on their current routine and get to a certain fitness level where they feel better when they wake up every day? So what's your take on that?
Correct. So I'll help you with a very nice and simple routine that everyone could start just after watching this podcast. They could just get started with their fitness journeys right away. So there are just two things when it comes to being functionally fit. Being functionally fit is basically being able to do everything that we want to do in our day-to-day life. Okay. So there are simple stuff that we can start with. First thing is walking. Just stay active, just try to get 8,000, 10,000 steps every single day. That will help you with a lot of stuff that will help you with burning calories, that will help you to detox the body, because again, when we are moving, the muscles are moving, we release a molecule called, as this molecule is the name of the molecule is myokinase. That is also called as hope molecule. Okay, why this is helpful is this being exercising, being active has shown to be equally effective to cure anxiety and depression as well.
Correct.
Okay, this has shown amazing effects for people who are in the mild or moderate stage of their anxiety and depression and trying to cure themselves. Being active has helped amazingly. Being active, doing exercise has got tremendous benefits. Okay, so just stay active. You can't go to the gym, you don't want to go to the gym, you don't have that finances, you don't have that time, you have a lot of other responsibilities. Just stay active. Go for a morning walk for 30 minutes, go for a post dinner walk for 30 minutes. That's it. This 30 and 30 60 minutes will help you to get 8,000 steps. Easy, 8 to 10,000 steps easy. Just get 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes post dinner, and that's it. You gotta spend time with your family. You can take your wife with you, you can take your girlfriend with you, you could just talk with your family members. If you're staying away from your family, just you could just talk for 30 minutes with your mom and dad. You could just talk with your partner for like 30 minutes. You could listen to podcasts while walking. You could listen to your favorite music, listen to the things that you want to improve upon. You could listen book summaries, whatever it is. Just get this 30 and 30 60 minutes walk in. That will help. Apart from that, let's add in a conscious exercise routine. This exercise routine would not take you more than 20 minutes. Just
Right.
20 minutes, and everybody can do it. You don't need any equipment, you don't need any gym. Start with exercise number 1, squats. Body weight squats, simple stuff. Second exercise, go for push-ups. Okay, now if you cannot do a squat, simple stuff, you could just place a chair behind you, just stand in front of the chair and make sure that you go down as much as your hip would be touching the chair, and then go up.
Come on.
Push-ups, if you are not able to do a push-up, do it on a wall. Do the wall push-ups. If wall push-ups is very easy for you, go and place your arms on a couch, on your chair, on your bed, wherever, table, whichever inclined surface. Stay in an inclined position, do the push-ups there. Once you are done with these 2 exercises, then let's move on to a few exercises that would be working on your core. You could just get started with crunches, simple exercise. Then you could go on one more exercise called as planks. Everybody knows plank, everybody can do planks. Last exercise would be more focused on cardiovascular fitness. That could either be jumping jacks if you are not too much overweight, because again this is a weight bearing exercise. It could trigger or hamper the joints if you are too much overweight, too much sedentary, haven't got used to it so far. You could go for mountain climbers if you are in that category who cannot do the jumping jacks. These 5 exercises, 15 repetitions each. The exercises that have got the hold, like planks, do it for 30 seconds. 15 repetitions of the others, do 30 seconds of the planks, do 30 seconds for mountain climbers. That's it. Repeat it for 3 circuits, 20 minutes, workout done, and you will feel great. You will feel great, you will build strength, and you will also burn a lot of calories from doing it. Do it in a circuit training format, no rest between exercises. All the exercises would be back to back, and you would be taking rest after the circuit is done. That's what. Just get started with this. 20 minutes of workout will help you for the entire day.
Brilliant. That's amazing. And would like to end off this podcast on a last topic, which is biohacking. And I believe we also had a conversation before we started rolling, and that was how this day and age where there are so many technological advancements, biohacking is something we can all do and we can all implement into our daily lives. And before we go into what biohacking and how we can implement biohacking in our daily lives, I wanted to do a deep dive into what actually biohacking is and how it plays a big role in our daily lives.
So basically, biohacking is a fancy word for saying that we need to enhance the human potential.
Correct.
Okay, we need to optimize the human potential. There are multiple ways of doing this, and biohacking is just a word that seems fancy, that that is very nice to hear, and that is the word that the entire industry is using these days to optimize the human potential, to increase the human potential. That is what biohacking actually is.
Brilliant. And how can one implement, like, if you had to give like 4 or 5 biohacking tips of any individual, regardless of age, gender, regardless of working type, sedentary lifestyle, active lifestyle, how can one biohack their life to be more active, to be more functional?
Awesome. Great question. Nowadays, if you just look for the word biohack on Google, you will find hundreds of different stuff, and not everything is necessary for everyone. Okay. Now, here are 5 simplest biohacks that everyone could do right from today, right after listening to this podcast, that will help them to increase their productivity, increase their focus, increase their energy levels throughout the day, help them to sleep better, have better moods, upregulate their metabolism, have better strength, have better quality of life. Quality of life basically means that you are not just suffering from gases and acidity when you are sitting at a place. You are not just facing lower back pain when you are just trying to move from here to there. Where you are not in aches and pains when you are trying to move something, when you are trying to play with your kids. That is about the quality of life. You feel good basically. That is a good quality of life. So simplest biohack number 1 is to just get out in the sun first thing in the morning. Rather than drinking your coffee, just go out in the sun, just get a walk in the sun. It would be great if you could walk barefoot on grass, but that option is not available for everyone. I can understand that, but just get out in the sun, just let the sun rays fall on your face, fall on your body, and just go out in the sun. What this does is it helps with priming your circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is nothing but our body's biological clock. Okay, this helps us to regulate our sleep wake cycles. This helps us to regulate our metabolism, digestion, and energy levels, and almost everything that we do in our day-to-day life. If you get more sunshine in the daytime, you will sleep better at night. Okay, it sounds counterintuitive, but this is how things work. Okay, first thing, get out in the sun, let the sun fall on your eyes, on your skin, everything. And if you are able to get a bare feet walk on grass in sun, that would be the best. That was number 1. Number 2 is again simple one, but not easy for everyone, is to sleep. Sleep early, sleep for 7 to 8 hours, get 7 to 8 hours of undisturbed sleep is a biohack, my friend. It is not something that we have to overlook. There have been plenty of research that have shown that people who have compromised sleep burn more muscle and less fat even when they are in a calorie deficit. That is not what we want to happen in calorie deficit. They increase their cravings and hunger levels throughout the day. The metabolism overall goes down, energy fluctuation takes place, they are groggy, the hormonal fluctuations are there, they don't have a better hormonal profile, testosterone goes down, a lot of bad stuff happens, recovery is hampered. Not everything is good when we don't sleep well. You won't remember a day when you are feeling energetic and happy to roll and you crush the day absolutely, and that was the day followed by a night of partying and not sleeping well and watching the Netflix and everything. That would always be a day when you have had a good night's sleep and you just crush the next day. Okay, sleep is biohack number 2. Number 3 is we are going on to the nutrition aspect of it, because again, nutrition not just affects your body, it also affects your brain, it also affects your hormones, it also affects your energy levels, everything, literally everything. Here we just have 2 things: protein and eat your fruits and vegetables. These should be a part of all of your meal. No matter you are eating 3 meals, no matter you are eating 1 meal, no matter you are eating 6 meals throughout the day, there should be a portion of protein in your meal. There should be a portion of fruits or vegetables in your meal. What this will do is, this will first and foremost will, protein and fibers that we get from these are satiating. Okay, it will make us full easier, it will keep us full for longer. What this will do is, this will naturally prevent you from overeating. Next time when you go for a party, do this thing. Okay, just drink a protein shake and have an apple and then go to a party. And next time when you go to a party, go hungry, don't have the protein shake and an apple, and you will naturally notice that it is very easy to control our foods when we have the protein and fruit inside our body. Now we are not naturally hungry, the body has got the nutrients that it requires, the body is not hungry, it becomes a lot easier to say no to foods. Correct. Now you won't be eating because you are hungry, you would be eating just to satisfy your taste buds, just to spend some quality time with your friends, just to spend some quality time with the members that are there in the party. You would eat, but you would not eat like a mad dog here. You would just eat and you would it would be a lot easier for you to control your hunger and cravings when
Very
you
true.
have the protein and fruit inside your body. Okay, these are the things that will definitely work, will help you with increasing muscle mass. Again, protein is important for everything: your skin, hairs, bones, hormones, muscle mass, tissues, connective tissues, everything. Everything is, again, collagen is made up from protein, we get the protein from food. That's what protein is important. And again, fibers that we get from fruits and vegetables is very, very important to help us with the gut microbiome is still in early stages of research, but a lot of things have been coming up that has shown gut brain axis and the connection between the food that we eat and the mood and the focus, cognition, concentration levels that we have. Serotonin, which is one of the happy hormones, 70% of it is said to be produced in our gut.
Right.
And fibers work as food for the gut microbiome. Our body is not able to digest the fibers, so what happens is it becomes the food for the microbiome. It also creates bulk when it goes inside your stomach and helps with clearing of toxins, lowering cholesterol, lowering blood glucose levels, everything. This was point number 3: include protein and fruits or veggies. So basically, to get the fibers and nutrients in, high volume food, low calorie food in all of your meals. This was number 3. Number 4 is, what could be number 4? Number 4, none other than exercise.
That's true.
Strength training. Everyone needs to strength train, no matter you are a 12-year-old kid or no matter you are an 80-year-old adult. Everyone needs to strength train. Everyone, I would say. It is just dependent that everyone doesn't have to do the same training. That is where people make mistakes. They think that I haven't worked out in the gym. I'm a 40-year-old lady. I have 2 kids and I want to take care of the home. I want to take care of the kids. I don't want to look manly. I don't want to look bulky. And strength training is not naturally going to make a woman bulky. Okay, it is just gonna make you look a lot sexier, if that is the word that everyone wants. Okay, it will
It's true.
only make females look a lot sexier and not make them bulky. Okay, everyone needs strength training for their bones, for their muscles, to have, a lot of old people get injured not because they are getting old but because they are not moving well. Okay,
Mobility is an issue.
mobility and strength, both of those things. We don't get old because we age. We get old because we stop moving. We stop doing the things that we used to do when we were young. We stop reading the stuff. We stop using the cognitive functions of our brain to solve all of those things. Now, even if you are driving a car, you have to anticipate what the other driver would be doing. You have to anticipate where this guy would be coming, when this car would be stopping, whether this guy would be cutting me or not, whether I want to hit a brake or an accelerator without even looking at the brake and the accelerator. All of these cognitive functions, all of these things helps us to stay young. Okay, exercise is nothing other than this. We have to do a squat, we have to use the entire body, we have to do the deadlifts, we have to use the entire body. These are the movements that will help us a lot, will help us with moods, metabolism, energy levels, focus, productivity. Again, the endorphin release, the happy hormone release, amazing benefits. Last one, fifth point. What would you think of a biohack that has made an impact in your life?
I think the biggest biohack is timing your workouts. At least particularly for me, because my energy levels in the mornings are much higher than mine in the evenings. Because in the evenings, after your, at least us in Bombay, and I'm talking about particularly in India, our work days are usually, extensive. We end up going, a lot of us end up going to the gym post our office, where we have been sitting in that chair for a long time. We have been, and keeping that consistent time every day, and majorly, the energy levels in the workout, the serotonin hit in the morning is also much higher, at least for me. So I think for me particularly, I would say the biohack is timing your workouts correctly and keeping consistent to that workout regime. So yeah. And what would be your opinion?
Mine would be hydration. Hydration is very, very important. The thing is that our body sometimes, just, our body is very amazing creature. It does a lot of great things, but it is also sometimes dumb, we could say. Okay, what happens sometimes is we could misinterpret the hunger and the thirst signal sometimes.
Oh.
Okay, so we don't even realize how less of a water we are drinking, and that we think that we are hungry and we end up eating a lot of food.
Right.
Okay, here if we just go and drink two glasses of water, two nice big glasses of water, majority of the times you will notice that your hunger has definitely gone, because you were not hungry in the first place, you were thirsty.
Right.
Okay, what happens is we ourselves sometimes are so lazy that we just procrastinate to just go and drink a glass of water. That is like a big resistance for us. Okay, so what I recommend all of my clients is to have a bottle in front of them just besides their laptop on their work desk. When they have a bottle in front of them, the chances of them seeing the water and drinking it is a
Much
lot
higher.
more than a little resistance of them waking from their chair and going to the kitchen and drinking the water from there. That this simple resistance becomes a big resistance, and then I see clients drinking just 1 liter of water every day, 1.5 liters of water every day. That is definitely a lot less. Okay, when it comes to water, hydration is not just a lot of water. Hydration is water plus electrolytes.
Right.
Okay, and for majority of Indians, you know how Indian cooking is, we put in the oil, then we put in spices, we put in salts and everything. So this majority of the times take care of the sodium intake that we need, which is one of the electrolyte that we need to keep the hydration level up. There is a medical condition called as hyponatremia, which basically is a lot of water inside your body and a lot less salt. So this could happen with people drinking a lot of water. There has been a news recently of a female who means passed away because of a lot of water. But this was not because of a lot of water, this was because of lack of sodium in our body, a lack of electrolytes in the body. Okay, so here if sodium levels are a lot less in our bodies, we could just add in a little bit of salt. Bananas are again great source of potassium, and we could get the salt from ORS and all of those things. So basically this would be something that I recommend few of my clients who are playing in hot sun and everything, athletes and everyone. In summer times also we had a few news where people passed away because of playing in hot sun and everything. This was again, blood volume goes down when the water level goes down. Dehydration is one of the simplest and the most major reason of lowering the performance for an athlete, cognitively as well as physical performance. So dehydration is a big problem, and that needs to be addressed with water and salts, electrolytes. Basically that's the right way to stay hydrated. So what works for you might not work for someone else. We need to get a blood report done to be able to tell that what are the ratios of salts that you would need. But then again, a simple rule of thumb would be to include a little bit of sodium in your meals or in your workout fluids, the water that you drink during your workout. That would be the simplest thing. If you are more advanced, playing out in the sun and everything, you could just include the electrol that we get, WHO electrol, in a liter of water, and that would be more than enough to take care of the hydration.
Amazing. Vinay Suryavanshi, thank you so very much for your time. This was a brilliant, brilliant podcast, and lots of beautiful insights also for me personally and for the people out there. And I think the biggest takeaway here was hydrate well, people. And it was truly a treat talking to you. And if you have any, last few final thoughts that you would like to share with the audience, share your social links as well where people can find you. And yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you. You can find me on my Instagram. I have my own podcast as well. We are there on YouTube and Spotify. Rohan has been an amazing host, and thank you, Rohan, for inviting me
It was
over
truly a pleasure.
and setting up this amazing thing. A lot of people just forget that setting all of these things up takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, which Rohan has did really well, and appreciate the team who is in the back end as well. So thank you so much, all of you guys. You can find me on Instagram as fitnessengineer_Vinay. I'm there. I'm promoting a lot of simple nutrition and exercise things that everyone could start implementing in their day-to-day life, and just start getting results from day one itself. If you want a lot of free stuff, we have a lot of free stuff that you could start implementing right away. If you want me to personally coach you or my team, we are available. We have our own podcast for a lot of free information. Everything is out there. You just have to come, grab everything and start implementing it, because that's the most important part. You will hear a lot of podcasts like this, but if you don't go home and implement the things that you have heard, nothing is gonna work, my friend. Nothing is gonna work. We are living in an age where a lot of information is available, but still people are not getting the results. It is not because we don't have information, it is because we lack execution. So the only takeaway from this podcast is just execute everything that you have heard so far, and you would be much better off entering 2024. We still have 5 months left. Enter 2024 being a different version of yourself.